Hello, Cypress Village. This is Laurel Mundell. Today is Friday, June 6th, and this is Coffee Chat. All right, as you can tell, Ty Morgan is out of the office. This week he was out with Max doing some golf competitions, and Max kind of had a rough week this week. And many of you who play golf know that it's a very mental game. So for any of you who care about golf and know the game and care about Max and Ty, go give him some good thoughts, well wishes, and maybe some prayers for his nerves too as he heads into this next week of competition. And then just so you know, Ty will be out next week. And then the following week, he does have training to perform with the LCS corporate team. So if you need Ty, please schedule this with Katie Amador, our executive assistant, and she'll let you know when he is available. Otherwise, we ask that you go through the proper departments or through the Residents Advisory Council if you have any concerns. So I'm going to go, I have a bit of information that I want to go over for my department, and then I'll wrap up at the end after the other directors go with some executive updates. So for starters, I just want to give Elizabeth Rourke a shout out. She had complimented the security team and the maintenance team for their help and communication during the paving project of the main circle lot. That was a huge undertaking, and I think everybody kind of looked at each other in the room when we were planning it. How are we going to make this work? Because we have a lot of traffic come through here during a business day. So thankfully, security guards, as well as Scott Marcourt, Andy Perez, Dave Green, Joe Murphy, Josh Sapp was even helping us out. And they were at every location around the parking garage, making sure that people were safely entering and exiting. And it went pretty smooth, if you ask me. So thanks to them, and thank you, Elizabeth, for giving them a shout out. Scams. So there are a lot, and I know you've heard this often as well from us. There are a lot of text messages, emails, things pretending to be people that you know, and potentially things that you might even sound legitimate, such as an Amazon refund you were trying to return. Just always be mindful of the source. And if at any time they're asking you to buy something, to send money, for your full account number or your full credit card number, including addresses, things like that, just always stop and think. And then go back to the actual account rather than clicking on a link or sending that information through an unsecured portal. And of course, if you ever have any doubts or questions, please ask your friends and neighbors, or bring it to security, bring it to me, and we can be a second pair of eyes just to make sure you're not falling for a scam. And they're so realistic, just so you know, and no one blames you. Please, it happens to everyone. And in fact, my mom and I were even contemplating over an Amazon return. We're like, is this real? And so we went back to the account, and sure enough, it wasn't. It was a scam, but it looked very legitimate. So just be cautious, be aware. I'm going to send some emails with some resources too from reputable places with some tips and tricks for you all as well, and some things that might be a safeguard against those types of scams. And then to close out my little segment, I just had a fun fact. Did you know that we have a 50-gallon saltwater aquarium in our healthcare center? It's located over in Rehab 1 on the first floor. And we have, for the past 3 years, that's actually something that I oversee, just a random other part of my job. I oversee the vendor for that aquarium. And for the past 3 years, it's been a man named Richard from CGI Aquatic. And so he just let me know that the large blue tang that we have in our aquarium there, it's the big blue fish that looks like Dory from Finding Nemo, if you know that movie, that is the oldest living blue tang in an aquarium in the United States. I had no idea. She's 18 years old, and he said that in his industry for 28 years, that she's the oldest that he's ever seen, and then he looked it up too. It's the oldest on record. And he said she's still eating well, she's still doing great, so that's good news. Blue tangs can live more than 30 years in the wild, but typically only live about 8 to 12 years when they're in captivity, just because they can more readily acquire diseases and things like that in that environment. Our blue tang was actually a rescue fish. He had another customer who unfortunately was sick, and asked for Richard to find her a new home. So he gifted her to us, and we've had her for over 2 years. So just thanks to Richard at CGI Aquatic for taking such good care of that aquarium and our fish, and for sharing that fun fact. And I actually was looking through Mike Booton's History of Cypress Village to see if he knew or printed when the aquarium was built in there, because I know that the aquarium itself is very old, and I learned that because I tried to relocate it, and we can't relocate it. It has to stay right there. So anyway, I was looking through to see if we had that, but that might be a fun fact or addendum number 13, Mike, not to put any pressure on you or anything, but fun fact. Well, enjoy the rest of the updates from our directors, and I'll see you again at the end for some executive updates.
Good morning, villagers. Ashley Miller here, your Director of Resident Services. I hope you all have had a lovely week, and just a couple of updates from your Wellness Center. Our next breakfast and BPs will be today after coffee chat, starting at 10:30 till 12. Come down and see us. We'll have concierge care supplying our breakfast, and Patty with Innovative Home Services taking blood pressures. It's also National Donut Day, I hear, so our breakfast spread might be a little bit sweeter than normal. So please come down and see us. And unfortunately, due to personal matters, Dr. Connie has decided to put her resignation in, effective immediately, and will no longer be providing one-on-one services here at Cypress Village. She will still continue a caregiver support group this week, but that will be discontinued after this week, just temporarily. So we continue to send her and her family love, light, and well wishes for the future. And we really thank her for all that she's done in contributing to all of our residents' well-being. Thank you so much, Dr. Connie. We love you and we wish you very well. But on a very positive note, I have been speaking with someone that I think will be just an absolutely beautiful and wonderful replacement, specifically for our support groups. So we will keep you all posted as things are finalized. And Guardian Pharmacy will be back in the Wellness Center on Wednesday, June 11th from 9 till 12 p.m. And the medication cycle pickup will be for Tower B. We are very excited to have Josiah Pritchard here on Wednesday, June 11th at 1 p.m. in the OMR. He will be presenting on 10 simple health hacks for men. So with Father's Day coming up, we wanted to make sure that we had some dedicated events focused for our dads and granddads. No sign-ups are necessary, just come with a great attitude. And this is not just for men, women, you are absolutely also welcome to attend. So we're excited to have Josiah here next Wednesday, June 11th. And Caregiver Support Group will still be meeting on Thursday, June 12th at 11 a.m. in the activities room on the 7th floor. And if you are interested in attending our next monthly wellness orientation with Chrissy, it will be on Thursday, June 12th at 11 a.m. in the Wellness Center. Please call 807-6221 to reserve your spot. Health Screens with Patty will be back next Friday. That'll be Friday, June 13th in the Wellness Center from 10:30 to 12. And a daily dose of wellness. I thought I'd share a couple of quotes from Benjamin Hoff. He is the author of the book, The Tao of Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, that is. A clever mind is not a heart. Knowledge doesn't really care. Wisdom does. When you know and respect your inner nature, you know where you belong. You also know where you don't belong. Love those little quotes. I love you all too. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you around the village.
Good morning, Cypress Village. This is Michaela from Dining with some updates. So first of all, in Loon's Nest, we are going to start doing a frozen drink of the week. It'll be $5. The first one will be pina coladas, and it'll start on June 16th. The new menu in Loon's Nest will be out in about a week or two. Chef is working on it, so stay tuned for that. For Middleton's, the pizza every Wednesday is now happening. It'll be all day, and it's usually a cheese, a pepperoni, and another specialty pizza. For this coming week, it'll be cheese, gluten-free pepperoni, and sausage pizza. And then it is all made in-house, all homemade from the cooks. For Lakeside, the new menu will be not long after the Loon's Nest menu. And then today, technically, for Chef's Roundtable, I have the menu. It'll be for appetizers. It'll be the mini shrimp and grits cakes, There will be, for the salads, we'll have the Waldorf salad bowl and then the orange and beet salad bowl, and there's going to be plenty of dressings for you to choose from. For the entrees, we have chicken breast Italiano, we have a roasted pork loin, and then baked salmon, and there's different sauces and stuff with it. Then for the accompaniments, we have Parmesan crusted baby red potatoes. We have tricolored cheese tortellini with pesto cream sauce, roasted corn with sauteed peppers and onions, and garlic sauteed button mushrooms and tomatoes. So we are planning to have more movie and dinner nights coming up. Candacia is trying to do them once a month for everybody.
Movie.
We had the Julie and Julia movie night last night, and we're planning another one, so if you have any movie recommendations, just let one of us know. Farmers Market, the Fresh Green Market that you can use your points on, will be on Wednesday, June 18th. So come on down and use up all your points on some fresh produce. And also on Wednesday, June 18th, there will be another smoothie bar from 11 to 2. The Farmers Market is from 10 to 2. So come on down, get some fresh produce, and then come over to the smoothie bar. Each smoothie is $5 and it is made to order. Cash only, or you can charge it to your account. And that's all I have for you. Have a great rest of your day.
Good morning, everybody. This is Tyler with Dining Services. I just wanted to touch base with you all on a couple of things. Some of you got to meet Teresa Lehman, the director at Freedom Plaza, the LCS representative as well. She's a high up and just somebody that's helping me out a lot. She is the director at the community that I visited last month, and learning a lot from her. She's awesome. It's been great so far, so I'm just hoping to keep the relationship going and to make both communities better. We are currently in a little bit of a staffing drought. We're working on getting some people into the kitchen, some people into our dish room, and it's going slowly. Please just bear with us. I know it's something that you don't like to hear. I know it's repetitive and it's said before, but it is the truth. And Chef is working nonstop to make sure that you all don't feel the difference. But it is there and it is happening. And I would just wanted to make you all aware. I also want to say thank you. We have members of the maintenance group coming in to help us, in the evening times after their shifts. So if they look tired, they probably are. They're helping us wash dishes, just like we've all been doing here. But Dave, Brandon, Jeremiah, and Lewis are just awesome. So those are the ones, if you see them, please thank them. With the menu changes, we've got those going on, but like I said, we are a little bit short-staffed, so we're working on them. They're pretty much ready to go. We just have to have the people to fire away on them. And when that happens, it'll be pretty quick. Next week or so, we're looking at getting some people in here. Like I said, we have, but we really can't manage it at the moment. So we are keeping up with the specials, and with those menu changes, we will also be working on changing our menu rotation periods, which will overall benefit you all, but it will be something that we're doing to keep those menus fresh. Instead of 3 months at a time, it'll be 2 or 1, depending on the area. We also listened to what you've been saying about the chef's roundtables on Fridays. We've got the feeling, and we know now that that is not going to be a game changer, not a winner, not in that area. So Friday nights, not this week and not next, but after next week, we will be looking at changing Friday nights back to normal or back to a service-style dining in the Lakeside Dining Room. We heard great things about the buffet that we had in the Loon's Nest. Obviously, it was done because of staffing, but that may become a routine thing for one night out of the week moving forward. We'll figure that out. A little bit more fitting there with the way we had it set up, and we'll continue with themes of some sort, just like we did with the taco night. We have a lot going on, a lot that we're learning and a lot that we're changing. So it's it's good, but it is taking time, and it's something that I promise you all we'll do our best to make sure you all have a good time in dining. Activity-wise, I have people on our team that are just awesome with their ideas. Michaela, Debbie, Candacia, obviously, they're going to keep doing things to make sure you all have something to do. The next idea that we possibly have is like a murder mystery. I think that was brought up in menu chat. We're going to keep doing things nonstop. So I appreciate you all. Thank you all very much for everything. Thank you all for the support, with the visits, with the audits that we have currently going on. Y'all are the reason we're here. So thank you.
Good morning, Cypress Village. This is Joe filling in for Dave. He's out for a couple of days. His brother's not doing well. So ask for his prayers for his brother. Pretty much we're just keeping the air conditioning running in this hot season and your lights on and taking care of business. So going to be brief, short and sweet. Hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Cypress Village residents. I just wish you all a happy D-Day. And if you survived that terrible day, welcome home and thanks for doing what you did for us. I have great news. We have only 6 bikes left without a tag. I'm assuming that they're not going to be tagged, but we are going to hold out to the end of the month just for people who may be on vacation or haven't heard the news. Also, a little information for anybody who needs to know. Lester is on FMLA and we wish him the best and wait for his return. So all the questions that people have, there's your answer. And that's all I have for you today. So have a great weekend. And
Good morning, Cypress Village residents. Oh, what a beautiful day. I want to talk to you today about the 250th Army birthday. The United States Army will celebrate that birthday on the 14th of June. We in Cypress Village are going to celebrate the Army birthday on the 13th of June. Now, what's also important about that day? Well, it so happens on the 13th, the University of Florida Veterans Office is going to be visiting also. Why? Think back when the president of UNF and Ty met at Cypress Village, and they decided they want to collaborate with each other on activities. One of those activities is what we each do to support our veterans. So on this Army birthday, we are jointly going to present our activities and what we do here in Cypress Village. That's the importance of this birthday. That means UNF will be here, Colonel retired, United States Army retired, is the chief of that office, and he will be speaking to us about University of North Florida's program. Very important. This meeting, this get-together is for all, I stress, all residents of Cypress Village. Not veterans, residents of Cypress Village. I want you all to come down and listen to what we have to present. We'll have a lunch for you. We'll have some Army music. We'll have some history about the Army. You can see that, and then you'll also see what Colonel Bill Cousins is doing for veterans. I've visited that office along with Roger Argalis, chair of the Veterans Committee, and it is amazing the facility they have and what they do to support veterans. That's what we do here. Our purpose here for the Veterans Committee is to support our veterans, their spouses, and widows of veterans. So come see us next Friday on the 13th to celebrate Army birthday and UNF at Cypress Village.
Hello, and I'm back again. Laurel Mundell, your Director of Administrative Services, sitting in for Ty. So for starters, this last weekend, the community newsletter went out. Kudos to Katie Amador for this fantastic 18-page packed document. It's a huge task to do this, so I'm very grateful she took care of this for me while I was on maternity leave and then getting this out so I wasn't bombarded with it on my first couple weeks back. So just please look through that, and even if you don't read through all the content, always look at the headlines to make sure it's not anything that pertains to you or perhaps something that you might have been hearing about. It gives you the straightforward answers to everything. On the front page, Ty's page talks about community meeting, how we're doing things a little bit differently to try and boost our attendance and make it more engaging for the majority of our residents. So that's why we didn't have community meeting this month in June, but we will work to implement these changes then in July. So be on the lookout for that. One of the pages that I really liked that Katie put in was our new resident page. So there's a nice little welcome there. I know the Cypress Log does the interviews of the new residents, but I think it's also nice for us to make a mention of it. So we'll keep that moving forward. Thank you, Katie. And then the last little bit of information there, the quarterly financial presentation. That is going to be on Friday, June 20th at 3:30 p.m. in the Marsh Media Lounge. That's printed in the newsletter as well, but I just wanted to highlight that for any residents who would like to be in attendance. Our own Associate Executive Director, Sarah Ninya, will be presenting that information. We want to give some resident recognition to Ms. Jeanette Henshaw. She is one of our longtime and active Hope heroes. She recently took her peer to a music series in the Marsh Media Lounge, and she just does a great job always visiting with her friends and making sure that they're feeling socialized, happy, and engaging with our community. So thank you, Jeanette. You're doing a great job. And I think it's about time I get another one of your cookies. It's been a while. All right. Hurricane guides. We're going to, well, rather Katie is going to send those out by email today with the video attached. So it's already available on the app if you want to look there. And then hard copies are not going to be distributed, but they will be available if you want a hard copy to pick it up in the main lobby or the Wellness Center if you would prefer that over the digital version. Likewise, I am going to send out a text to the new residents with the Hurricane Form, a digital copy. So you'll be receiving that Friday as well. So that if you have not yet filled in information, go ahead and use that digital form to do it. And if you need assistance to fill out the digital form, you can see Chrissy Slifka in the Wellness Center or the concierge team. They will both be happy to help you with that. And and as a reminder, when you're looking on the app, you want to click on the information module. And then once you click on information, scroll down to Hurricane Prep, and then you'll see the Hurricane Preparedness Form option right there. And our trivia winners for this week, the Whiz Kids. Congratulations. Y'all are such smart cookies. And then one last thing before I roll into birthdays, just a reminder from our resident handbook regarding the swimming pool and locker rooms. Our recreational pool is open for both free swimming and fitness classes. General safety rules apply, and residents must accompany their guests at all times. So while guests are permitted, they must be with the resident who has brought them. So now on to everyone's favorite part of Coffee Chat, birthdays. So today is June 6th, and we have Robert White. Happy birthday, Robert. And Paula McKee. She's one of our newer residents. Happy birthday, Paula. On the 7th, we've got 4. We've got Jack Sweely, Susan Luckett-Watts, Patricia Rumsey, and Jane Ramali. She's rather new too, so happy birthday, you 4. On the 8th, we have 2 people sharing the same birthday. We have Bob Hayes, Vicky White. Yeah. On the 9th, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. I have a tendency to do that. On the 9th, we have 2 people, James Johnson or Jim Johnson, and Melina Purdom. Happy birthday, you 2. On the 10th, we've got Ms. Loretta Smith and Jody Dowling. Jody's a rather new resident as well. On the 11th, another new resident, Gary Korsgaard. Happy birthday. The 12th, Joe Elsey. The 13th, we've got 4. Barbara Soltis, Marilyn Joanitis, Margene Marr, and Arnold Smith. And that wraps up our birthdays for the next week. Happy birthday, everyone. I hope you all have a great day and enjoyable weekend, and I will see you around the village.